that should be a wonderful city. I will trust in what Mr. Green's lady said to me. I saw the notice in the window.
Yes, I know.
I was wondering about a room.
It's all ready for you, my dear. Please come in.
So, how much do you charge?
5 and 6 pence for night, including breakfast.
Oh,
It's too much for you? I can reduce a little bit.
5 and 6 pence is fine, but I should like so much to stay here.
I knew you would. As you see, we have all to ourselves. It's not very often that a young gentleman comes to visit me. So, this is your room.
Oh, it's such a nice place. Thank you ever so much.
I'm so glad that you appeared. I was beginning to get worried. Are you hungry?
No, thank you.
Okay, so can you sign the guest book?
Oh, sure.
It's the law of land, so everyone has to do this.
Oh, thanks. Here.
Yes.
Wait, Gregory Temple? Christopher Mulholland?
Such a charming voice.
They sound somehow familiar.
They do. How interesting.
I've heard those names before somewhere. Isn't that queer? Maybe it was in the newspapers.
Oh, I don't think they are in the newspapers. They weren't famous. They were tall, handsome, just like you.
Look here. This last entry is over 2 years old.
How amusing. But it's okay. Come with me, take a nice cup of tea, and we will talk.
Oh, you really shouldn't bother doing that. I'm almost positive. It was in the newspaper. I saw them. I will think it in a second. I'm sure I will. Now, wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Mulholland. Christopher Mulholland. Wasn't that name of...
Do you want some milk? Some sugar?
It's a schoolboy who disappeared?
Eton schoolboy? Oh no, my dear. That can't possibly be right. He was a Cambridge undergraduate. Now drink your tea, please. It's good. There we are. How nice and cozy this is, isn't it? Mr. Mulholland was a great one for this tea. Never in my life have seen anyone drink as much tea as dear, sweet Mr. Mulholland. He's still here. Mr. Temple is also here. They are on the 3rd floor. both of them together. How old are you, my dear?
17.
17! Oh, it's the perfect age. Mr. Mulholland was also 17. But I think he was trifles shorter than you are. In fact, I'm sure he was. And his teeth weren't quite so white. You have the most beautiful teeth.
They're not as good as they look. They've got simple masses of fillings at the back.
Mr. Temple, of course, was a little older. He was actually 28. And yet I never had guessed. I never would have guessed if he hadn't told me. Never in my whole life. There wasn't a blemish on his body.
Oh, what?
His skin was just like baby's.
That parrot, you know something? It had been completely folded when I first saw it through the window from the street. I could have sworn it was alive.
No longer.
It's most terribly clever the way it's been done. It doesn't look it in the least bit dead. Who did it?
I did.
You did?
Of course. And have you met my little Basil as well?
Good gracious me, how absolutely fascinating. It must be most awfully difficult to do a thing like that.
Not in the least. I stuffed all my little pets when they passed away. Will you have another cup of tea?
No, thank you.
You did sign the book, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
That's good, because later on, if I happen to forget why you were called, I can always come down here and look it up. I still do that almost every day with Mr. Mulholland and Mr.
Temple, Gregory Temple. Sorry for asking, but haven't there been any other guesses here except them in the last 2 or 3 years?
No, my dear. Only you.
Oh, I'm not feeling so well.